Welcome to Childhood Trash, a dumpster dive into our childhood nostalgia, where we re-examine some of the most influential media from our youth in order to answer the question, tragic or nostalgic. I'm your host, Maggie Keating, joined by my co-host,
Pia LaPlaca.
Hello, Pia.
Hey, Maggie.
We have a very exciting episode for today.
Yes, we do.
There's two special things about it. One...
Should we
shut up so I can talk. One is that we watched this movie that we're doing today together, which we've never done before.
Yes.
And
what's the other special thing?
I think I was gonna say that we are on a little vacation together.
Yeah.
And we don't have to record over Zoom, which went poorly.
Yeah. This is much better.
Yes.
So today we are going to be talking about the Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants.
Oh, third special thing. We have both never seen this movie until yesterday. So.
Well, I have a little confession to make. No, it's not. It's okay.
Okay.
A few years ago, back when this was on Netflix,
Yeah.
I tried to watch this movie.
Yeah.
And I watched about the first scene.
Okay.
And then I was like, you're not Mamma Mia. And I turned it off. So that was my memory.
Okay, well, I have never
movie.
even tried to watch it before.
Yeah.
I always get this movie confused with The Babysitter's Club for some reason.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
Not even like, I think it's just because they're both like something, the
Girly
titles.
pop
Okay.
movies.
I don't even know if we've said it. Did we?
Yeah, I did.
You did?
Yeah.
Okay, well, we're doing...
Shows how much you're listening to me.
I am! We're doing the Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants.
I said that.
We're very excited. And we have held off on sharing our opinions on this until this very moment.
I know.
Because we didn't
Even
want to
though we
record
watched
last
it
night.
together.
Yeah.
Yeah, and this movie took a lot out of me. I was so sick and tired by the time I finished this movie.
Pia was ill.
I was ill.
I hope I have a feeling that impacted your viewing experience and how you feel about the movie, but
It might have.
But I hope it didn't.
Clickbait title, The Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants made me sick.
Okay.
Let's get into the facts.
The fun facts?
Yes.
Cool. Take it away.
Okay, so The Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants movie is actually based on a book. Crazy. Never heard of that before.
No, me either.
Books.
What are books?
The book was written by Anne Brashares. And I really like that her name is like bra shares, like sharing a bra, like sharing pants, like Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants.
Maybe that's where she got the idea.
Yeah.
That's
She's like,
hilarious.
what if there was this one-size-fits-all bra that these sister friends shared over the summer, and they were like, it's not like commercial enough.
Yeah.
And they're like, okay, what if it was jeans? Mm-hmm. They're like, sold it.
Jeans, done. Because like, why would jeans just don't fit everybody the same way, which is...
Jeans just don't fit, period.
Jeans never fit at all, actually, so...
Cool.
So the movie was released on May 31st, 2005. 18 years ago.
Yeah.
Exclamation point, exclamation point.
That was so long ago. It's almost 20 years.
I know.
That's why I was like...
I'm still older than it, though, so we're good. Directed by Ken Kwapis. Don't know who that is. Written by Elizabeth Chandler and Delia Ephron. And there's also a sequel.
That came out in 2008. And then there is apparently rumored to be a third movie. And I don't know about this because, like, this movie came out a long time ago.
Yeah.
So, like, if they were going to make a third movie, they would have made it.
Yeah.
But apparently this proposed third movie would be the plot of the first movie, the movie we just watched that we're going to recap.
Oh, no.
But a musical.
Oh, that's terrible. I hate when they do that. It's like how they're doing the Moana Disney movie.
Yeah.
Which was animated, and then they're just making the same
Live
movie
action.
again, but live action. That just doesn't make... That's so stupid. Like, make a sequel. I don't know.
Yeah. It's lazy.
Yeah.
Anyways, the last fun fact is this movie was shot on location in 3 separate places. Mm-hmm. It was shot in British Columbia, Canada, which is maybe the least exciting place to some people, but it was exciting to me when I found out. And it was also shot in Mexico, and it was shot in Greece.
Yes, it did definitely look like it was shot in Greece.
Yeah.
Because they were in Greece.
And we're covering it because it's summertime.
It's summer!
And it's like it's like a quintessential, like, summer with your gal pals.
Yes, which was so cute.
Movie.
I loved it. So this movie is starring Amber Tamblyn, America Ferrera, and then the two that I knew were Blake Lively and Alexis Bledel, infamously Roy Gilmore. And this person.
I thought you were going to say one for Blake Lively, too.
Oh, Blake Lively, of course, our Gossip Girl queen.
Yeah. Serena Vanderwoodson.
She really brought Serena Vanderwoodson to this role for me.
This was the precursor to Serena van der Woodsen.
This was like insane. I'm so excited to hear what you think about this.
Well,
I think it's time to begin.
I think one thing I want to start with is, because we're covering this because it's a summer movie, on a scale of 1 to 10, what would you rate the summeriness of this movie?
Oh, okay. So I just want to like talk it through before I give you my score.
Okay.
So obviously Alexis Bledel goes to Greece.
She does.
And she's all tan and beautiful and dating like a beautiful tan man or something.
A tan man.
So I would give that like, that gets points.
Yeah.
And then Blake Lively's character goes to Mexico.
Bridget.
Which is so slay. Mm-hmm. And she's like also tan and running on the beach.
Mm-hmm.
And then the 2 other girls stay in the United States. Mm-hmm. But they're doing like summer things. Like they're visiting, one of them's visiting her dad who lives in North Carolina? South Carolina? And the other one is just working at a grocery store, which is so real for my summer. Even though I'm not working at a grocery store, I am just working.
Yeah.
And she's like, what the heck, all my friends left me.
Yeah.
I feel like this is a very, very summery movie. I like it personally.
What's your rating?
I would give this a 10.
A 10 for summeriness?
Yeah.
I think in my
Where's it
perfect
lacking?
summer, it's lacking in the United States girls.
That's true.
Because they are just not living my summer dream.
It's not
And,
a dream, but it's real.
Dream. Okay, but I don't want that in a movie. I want escapism. Mm-hmm. I want to be like laughing on the beach. I want that kind of moment. Yeah. And I don't know. I'd give it like a 7 out of 10.
Okay, that's fair.
Like, it was definitely summery, but like...
No, I see like where you could be, you know, more summery.
But I feel like summer as a verb, you know,
it
has to like influence the movie.
That's true.
Like, are they summering hard enough?
Some of them are.
Some of them are, some of them aren't.
Yeah. I think that's the point of it, though. Like, some of them are, like, sucking up having a sucky summer. So, we begin.
I think we should start with, like, each character and say who they are, what's going on, where they're going.
So,
where do you want to start?
I think we start with Lena.
Sure. Lena
that's the first on the Wikipedia page.
Boring. Like, that is her personality trait.
Her personality is that she's, like, a conservative, not like, politically conservative. Maybe. But, like, she dresses in, like, a really, like... conservative way, and she's like shy, but she's an artist. She's our little sketcher. You can obviously tell that like somebody else did that. Yeah, it's like that was not Alexis.
She's like kind of shading a little bit. Yeah. Oh my god,
I love when that happens. When they're painting, so great. She is going to Greece
to visit her grandma and grandpa.
Yes, and like all of her cousins and all these family members.
And she's never been there before. Yeah. And then we have I like don't remember their names.
Here, don't worry.
We have Bridget, and Bridget's mom died. Yeah.
But her dad is a jerk.
He's like, I don't know, he's just like absentee father vibes.
He's not very like loving.
Concerned, yeah.
Yeah. Like there's the scene where he sends her a letter in Mexico and it's one sentence.
And it's like typed up and then he signs it.
It's so funny. It's like his secretary could have done that.
Oh, it was funny.
And then Tibby Rollins.
Oh wait, we didn't say where she's going.
Yeah, sorry. She's going to Mexico to participate in like a soccer camp, it seemed like.
She's like the athlete, soccer star. She's Blake Lively. So she's like
the blonde,
just gorgeous.
bombshell. Yeah.
And she's like outgoing to a fault.
Yes, and like overbearing a little bit. But I don't think I want to fault her for that, so we're gonna get to that later.
I'm not. Yeah,
we're gonna get to that later. But then next we have Tibby Rollins.
I love Tibby.
Tibby was a slay.
Tibby is a slay.
She was our filmmaking would have ended up at Emerson girl.
She really would have. Yeah. She's got the blue in her hair,
like black hair, bangs. She wears like she had a lot.
She has a nose ring.
Oh my god. Okay, it was dying to talk about this. Her nose ring is in the weirdest spot.
No, it's so high up her nose.
Like I've got a nose ring and it's like it's at the end of my nose because that's where you're supposed to do it. But like hers is like almost in the bone of her face.
It's so obviously not a nose ring.
It's a stick-on. It's a sticker.
It's a sticker.
And it was pissing me off the whole movie.
For a while I couldn't tell if she had a nose piercing or not, and then like she turned to the side or something and it's like this chunky monster of a thing like high up her nose. It makes no sense. No, and like she deserved better.
It looks ridiculous.
And so her thing is she's staying home for the summer and she's working at basically like Walgreens.
It seemed like it was like a Walmart situation.
And her family is interesting. Her parents had her, and then they kind of had like later in life children.
Yeah, so they're little, and she's like,
and she has to just take care of them.
Babysitter queen.
Yeah. And she is making a film. She's making a documentary about losers. And
I wish.
yeah.
Okay.
We'll get
to that because I have wishes about that.
Okay.
But and then our last one, Carmen. Carmen was such a slay. I loved her. I loved her.
I didn't love Carmen.
Okay.
Carmen was a little boring.
No, I thought she had it going on.
Okay.
So Carmen is like the only Latina girl in this friend group.
She's the only non-white girl.
She's the only non-white girl. And right from
She's also the narrator.
Yes, she is the narrator. It's kind of her story. She is going to visit her father, who lives in North or South Carolina.
One of the Carolinas.
One of the Carolinas.
Who lives in Carolina.
Yes. And
you know the song Carolina by Taylor Swift?
Do you know the iconic Do you know the song Carolina by Harry Styles? Where the Crawdads Sing? That's my favorite movie. Wow. Oh my god, no. But she is going to visit her father, who is kind of a flop.
Yeah, father. He literally left her.
He left her family.
And then started up his own family.
Yeah.
Without her.
So all of these girls are going on their own separate adventures and they have their projects.
Yeah. And they've never been without each other. Ever.
They literally came out of the womb together. They were, yes. And so they are going thrifting one day and they're shopping and they find this pair of jeans.
Yes.
Iconic. And they make Alexis Bledel try the jeans on because she's like, I never wear pants. Oh my god.
She's like, jeans?
Jeans? What's that? But then she proceeds to wear jeans 30 more times in the movie. So I don't know. So she tries them on and she's like, well, if you think that I look so good in them, why don't you try them on? And she gives them to
Bridget,
Blake Lively. And then she's like, well, now you have to try the jeans on, and gives them to Tibby. And then
they give them
to Carmen. And they're all like, wow, I can't believe these fit you because you're not skinny.
I just don't know why I hate it. You know what I mean? Something about the fact that these jeans fit everyone, I don't like it.
That they're passing them around.
I don't know why.
That's the premise of the movie. What? Well,
I don't know.
Okay, so this was
I couldn't
interesting.
Suspend my disbelief enough.
Yeah, because I thought this movie was gonna be just a shallow little fun little thing, and then
definitely went there
immediately. In the beginning, they give the pants to Carmen to try on, and she's like, well, if they fit you guys, they're definitely not gonna fit me because she's curvy. Yeah, but she's also not fat.
No, she's not. She's
and I feel like sometimes they act like she.
No, they do in the entire movie. They fat shame her.
It's
she's not fat. She's not fat. She's maybe she's a normal. Medium or a large.
Yeah,
she's not plus size.
She's almost certainly a medium.
Yeah,
and I just found that she had
she
Harper
was fat
effect
for Hollywood.
Yeah, Harper effects from Wizards of Waverly Place, where if you're watching that when you're a kid, you'd be like, yeah, I guess. But no. No.
I think there's a duality to it too because people were like, I love seeing her on screen because I want to see someone like me, which is really nice.
Yes.
But also the fact that they keep pointing it out
is annoying and rude.
It's really unnecessary.
But it kind of makes sense coming from some of the people, from that family.
Yeah.
The father's other family.
Yeah.
They're all these skinny
white
little
witches.
girls.
Yeah.
And they're like, well, she's not gonna look as good in the bridesmaid dresses, and they're all teasing her for it, but she stands up for herself.
So they get these pants,
yes,
and they have a little
seance of sorts, a ceremony.
Yes, and they decide that they're gonna pass around the pants. They make up some rules. Mm-hmm. Don't know all the rules, but
apparently there's 10. We only heard maybe 2.
Yeah. Anyway. So they're gonna each have them for a week, and they're gonna mail them. Which how much did they pay?
So much money
to
ship from Italy to Mexico, which they did. Crazy. That's ridiculous.
Greece, yeah.
Italy. Wow. Yeah. Greece.
You're good.
Sorry. Same. I don't
know. But
Mediterraneans.
So they're gonna keep them for a week, and they're magical. So they're gonna have the best week of their lives in them.
They're
and they're gonna write them a letter.
Hope the pants bring you love and peace and live, laugh, love.
Yeah, live, laugh, love. And one of the rules that is the only one I remember is that they said fuck. One of the rules is the only one I can remember. I can't remember it. No. Basically it was you are the only person that can take these off.
Yes, Alexis
you can't have someone else take them off.
Yeah.
And I was like, ooh, that's foreshadowing right there. Yeah. That is some heavy-handed foreshadowing.
This girl is very much not in touch with her love life, herself.
Yeah.
And the jeans help her blossom.
I
to a woman.
Anyway, I'll tell you what I thought about that later.
let's get into the story now. So we know that they're all gonna blah with the pants.
So we start with Lena.
Yes, Lena
has the pants first.
In Greece.
So Lena's in Greece.
Why do you roll your eyes?
Like, I don't know. Like, Lena's hanging out, she's sketching.
It was a weird place to sketch. It was like at the end of a fishing dock.
It was like, you're gonna fall over.
Yeah, and she does.
And she does. Like, very dramatically.
And then is she wearing the jeans in this?
She's wearing the jeans. And this is where I was like, are the jeans gonna get damaged?
Yeah, because they got the hole in them.
So her jeans get caught on something.
Something in the water.
And she's like drowning. You know. Enter some guy. Now, is he hot?
No. None of the guys in this movie were hot.
Oh my god, they were all so ugly.
They were all bad.
They were so bad.
I think he was the best out of all of them.
But like, I mean, the standards were low.
The standards were terrible.
And he saves her, and she like, I love that she gets redressed in like his giant shirt
and like ties something around her waist. And the whole thing with her is that she's like terrified to wear like
skimpy
clothes, and like she doesn't want to like
show off her body
or fall in love or like, you know, meet a guy, whatever. Vulnerable. She's scared of intimacy.
Yeah, she has intimacy issues.
And so she's like, wow, that was crazy. And she wears the shirt home to her grandparents, and they're like, wow, where were you today? And she's like, oh, I was just with this guy. And they all pry it out of her that she was with this one specific guy from it's like a Romeo and Juliet type of thing, and he is like from the other family.
Yeah, and like his grandfather stole the fish, sold the fish, and the fish were bad and ruined his restaurant and whatever.
It's a stupid little feud.
So they get so mad at poor Lena, and they're like, "You can never see this man again." And she's like, okay.
She's like, fine.
Yeah.
So
even though he like asked her out.
Yeah, and this movie does like. It jumps between each of the characters quite a bit.
Yeah.
So, like, one story will end, and then another one will pick up, and it's, like, kind of confusing, but...
And then we go to Bridget in Mexico.
Yes, Bridget gets them in Mexico.
Bridget in Mexico is, like, every girl who, like, just got dumped. Like, I don't know, like, what she's on.
Moments.
So, Bridget... Okay, she's like the star athlete, so she loves like what she's doing. Yeah. Everyone there is like, I actually don't want to be here. Like, my parents don't love me. That's why I'm here. And she's like, my parents don't love me, but also I love it here.
Yeah.
And she becomes instantly infatuated with one of the coaches,
and he's in college. He goes to Columbia,
and she is 17. She's a hot 17.
Yeah, he's 20 years old, right? It's suggested that he's 20.
Yeah. And she's like, all right, that's my mission. I've got it down.
Yeah.
I'm going to have him. And she relentlessly flirts with this man.
Yeah. And it's like,
it's
gross and embarrassing a little bit, because it's like hilarious stuff that she's doing. At one point, she like pours in like a water bottle.
Oh, I loved that.
All over her face. And like trying to be like, you know.
She like keeps taking her hair down and
running
like blowing it through the wind.
Yeah.
And they go on like a run, and she's like, I just love running. Like, it's just this high. Like, it's just, I just feel like
untouchable when I'm running. I don't know. Okay, so when she gets the jeans, then she did it just jump to her next, and she didn't have the jeans yet?
They each had a moment with the jeans that nothing happened and nothing good happened.
Right.
And it wasn't until the second cycle with the jeans that things, like, good things happened with them. Except Lena, because Lena's like ruling the world.
Yeah, Lena killed this movie. But okay, next are we Tibby. So Tibby's working at the store, and she is filming her documentary, and she's just like, when she scans her forehead, she's just bored. She's like trying to shoot herself, but it's like with the price tag going. Yeah. So she has the sticker on her forehead.
And then she hears something in the aisle over from her. Mm-hmm. And this little girl has like collapsed. She also like peed herself. Did you see that?
I did not notice that.
That's like what I noticed. I was like, oh shit.
Oh my god, we glossed over that way too quickly. Oh, but this little girl, and so she calls for help.
Yeah, and she gets like taken to the ambulance or whatever. Mm-hmm. And then this girl ends up being like her gal pal.
Yeah.
And she's like, you're like a filmmaker. Like, I want to be a filmmaker. Like, I can help you. Yeah. I can like hold your equipment and stuff. And like,
but she's kind of a little sassy. Like, she's got a little like, to her, like, you know, she's like kind of rude. Yeah. She's like, are you like a weirdo or something? Yeah. She's like to Tibby What is this girl's name?
Bailey.
Yeah, there were 2 B names in this movie, and I was very confused by that.
Yeah, but Bailey also had, like, she's very, like, sassy, but then she also has this, like, really endearing, sincere side to her.
Yes.
Where she, like, genuinely cares about people. Like,
but just doesn't want to show it as much.
Like, they're going around, they go to this lemonade stand. With, like, these little girls running a lemonade stand. She's like, good luck on your future endeavors. Like, she was, like, so serious. Like,
I adored her. I absolutely adored Bailey. I thought she was such, like, a gem. She has, like, all this wisdom too, because, you know, there's a thing, but of course there's always a thing.
There's always a thing in this movie.
And she's just very, like, a wise, like, sweet girl, even though she's a little, she comes off harsh and, like, rough.
And then Carmen, she is so excited to see her dad. Like, she and her dad have been planning this trip forever. And she's like, we're gonna play tennis. We're gonna bond. Like, I haven't seen you in, like, fucking my whole life. And, like...
She's like, we've never spent more than 2 days together. I was like,
why is she so excited?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Red flag.
You're 16 years old. You are not excited to see your parents.
No.
Like, you just want to be alone. And the fact that her dad left in the first place.
Yeah.
And she's so excited to see him, and she's 16
That's
years
crazy.
old. All of that in an equation to me equals resentment, hate, never want to see them.
So she shows up to, he's like, I moved. And she's like, well, it's funny because you, like, didn't tell me you moved. Like, that seems like a big life decision.
Yeah.
He's like, well, you know, whatever. You know. And they pull into the drive, and there's this lady waving
She comes
from the house.
running out.
She's like, oh my god, guys, like, I missed you.
Gives Carmen a hug.
And she's like, who the fuck is this?
Like, who is this person?
And he's like, oh, you know, that's, like, my gal. You know?
That's like my fiance, by the way. And then kids, there's other kids.
And then she has kids, and they're, like, teenagers. And
I really thought the girl was Thaisa Farmiga.
She's not.
She's not.
She's definitely not.
But I really thought she was at the first glance.
Yeah, she does. She has that look. And then the guy is just, like, his whole thing is he doesn't talk.
Which, like, never really gets explained.
Yeah, why is that?
Maybe he's just shy.
But he has, like, a dad in prison or something.
Alcoholic dad. He's
true.
in a facility?
He's in a facility?
Upstate?
I'm sorry, I thought that meant prison.
No, I think that's what they call rehab.
That's fair.
Anyway.
So she's like, literally, what the fuck?
I hate my life.
Where am I? What's going on?
Yeah. But she gets the jeans.
She gets the jeans.
And she's very just, like, pissed that her father would do this.
Yeah, it takes her a while to, like, he just, like, lets her down. Like, he, like, puts his new kids over her, like, the entire time that they're there.
Right.
And then when she gets the jeans, and she, like, is that the bridesmaid dress?
She wears them to go try on bridesmaids' dresses with the mother and the daughter.
Yeah.
And the daughter is, like, standing there in this, like, pink, like, satin, like, frilly at the bottom dress.
I also noticed the frills at the bottom.
I was like, okay, like, whatever. And the mom is like, wow, she looks so gorgeous. We only need to take up the hem a little bit. Like, it fits her perfectly. Yeah. Wow. And then Carmen tries on the dress because, you know, they have to wear the same one.
Yeah. And it, like, doesn't zip. And
she
still looks good,
She looked gorgeous.
She looked really good.
She looked amazing in that dress. It just didn't zip all the way in the back. And it was like, she comes out, what'd she say? She goes, I look like a tramp? Is that what she said?
I was like, no, you really don't.
And the mother was like, and so then she goes to take off the dress because they realize the like, freaking, the, like, tailor is so rude. She's like, well, we'll just have to let this out and let this out. And I guess we'll just start fresh because none of this is going to fit you. And I was like, what?
But also she was, like, saying she was going to make an entirely, like, different design of a dress.
Yeah.
Because this one didn't fit, and it didn't make any sense.
No, it was, like, terrible. So she goes to, like, take the dress off, and they're, like, talking about her as if she's, like, some other in the dressing room.
Yes.
And she storms out of the dressing room when she's clothed, obviously.
Yeah.
And it's like,
she's naked, actually.
You guys, just because I'm not skinny and white like you guys, doesn't mean that, like, you can treat me like this, and, like, I don't deserve a dress that fits, you know, and that I can be in the wedding. And she storms out, and she ends up, like, running away for a bit. Like, when we see her, it's daytime, and the next time we see her, it's nighttime, and she's in a taxi. So she's been out doing I don't know what.
So she runs away for a bit, and she's like... And then she gets back pretty fast.
She gets back, and she's like,
I'm sure they're worried
I'm sure they're
about
out
me.
looking for me, like like, nobody's home.
Yeah.
And she hears them, like, around the corner, and they're all having, like, a family dinner without her while she's out in the wild, which blew my mind. That is horrible. Like, oh my god, like, your daughter has just mysteriously disappeared.
That was gonna happen. And I was like, oh.
And you just sit at you're just like, oh, well. Like, what?
Just another Tuesday.
It's, oh god, that irked me. That is terribleness.
So then she,
I would not have forgiven the father for that.
I mean, I wouldn't have forgiven the father, period.
Yeah.
But, so then she, like, picks up a rock and, like, chucks it out the window.
As she should. And then gets on the next bus home.
Yeah.
Which is also a good decision, if you ask me.
So then back in the Lena timeline.
Yeah, we're back to Greece.
She decides to keep dating this guy. She, like, actually doesn't care.
She's like... She just doesn't
even think about it.
Yeah, she goes to return the shirt, and he, like, is there and convinces her to go out with him.
Sure.
Or something like that.
Yes. And they just, like, ride around in the city, and they, like, paint each other, and, like, whatever.
Yeah, it's very sweet. It is.
Cute. But, like, where was the development? Like, I just don't see anything here other than, like, here was this guy.
Summer fling kind of thing.
And he's, like, leaving at the end of the summer, so she's, like, just vibing it up with him.
I think what I really like about the Lena storyline, and I like how it's juxtaposed with the Bridget storyline, where it's this one girl who's, like, super, like, not in touch with her, like, sexuality.
Sure.
And, like, is very scared of, like, finding love for, like, whatever reason. We don't really figure out why.
For literally no reason. She's like, this is the way I am.
Like, and it might just be that, like, her parents raised her to, like, not do that kind of stuff. And she, like, kind of, like, explores that and like, blossoms a little bit.
Yeah.
But then this other girl, Bridget is super, like...
She's already out there.
She's already out there. That's, like, her fun. She loves flirting and having fun, but she, like, gets what she wants, and it's not...
What she wants.
Not really what she wants.
Yeah. I mean,
it's a nice, like...
I do like that as well, the contrast.
Yeah.
But so, Lena eventually gets found out by her grandparents, and they get really mad at her, and they rip her away. Before this, however... I'd like to bring up another point about the Lena storyline that I don't particularly like. I think I laughed, actually, when this happened, and I was like, oh, I'm the only one that finds this funny. They say I love you.
Yes, that was insane.
What? You've known each other for...
Like, a week?
Like, at best, a month.
Yeah. That was hilarious. I did laugh at that as well. That just is not the thing.
No. Okay. So...
What happens next?
Just... her grandparents get mad at her, and then eventually she's just like, well, fuck it. Like, you guys, like, you went after your true love, my grandmother.
Yeah.
So why can't you just, like, let me go after mine?
Figure it out.
And she, like, meets him at the airport or something.
And they, like, kiss each other, and then it's, like, great. But
or not at the airport, at the boat.
Yeah. But it's not, like, it's obviously not gonna go anywhere.
No, it's not.
Because they're both going away. But does she have the pants when she does that? Is that why she, like, gets the courage?
I have no idea.
I don't know either.
I don't think the pants did shit. Dude, this pants,
the pants
of it all.
It was like a placebo effect,
No, I know.
Yeah, I feel like that's like the, you know.
I know.
It's like
but like still, I was like,
right.
Anyway, so then in the Bridget storyline, it finally like gets this guy to
did they
her.
like
have sex?
Yeah.
Yeah. They did have sex.
Oh, God.
So he is like, you know what, Bridget, like, you are too much for me. Like, I really love it. And they hook up.
Yeah.
And then after that, was she like, it was bad or something? Or was she like...
I think she was just like, she felt very like empty afterwards. Like,
yeah,
it didn't like, it wasn't
what she expected.
Yeah. It's like you get to the top of the mountain and you're like, okay.
Yeah.
He was butt ugly. He had the worst haircut. Yeah. It was so like, girl,
bad.
Oh my God, like, please.
Oh man. It was horrible.
And
so
it just upset her pretty bad, I think.
Yeah.
She had the jeans when that happened. Because that happened after they went to the cantina, I think. When she like sneaks out and to go see him.
That was crazy.
Yeah.
Like, why are you letting teenagers? Oh my God.
That was really bad.
Her storyline makes me so mad.
Yeah. It also makes me sad. It's like she's
like,
just like a girl. She's just a girl.
Just a girl.
She's just a girl, and she's like young. She doesn't know what she's doing.
Yeah.
And this guy obviously has the power in this situation.
No, I agree with that. I just, like, I don't know what, like, I don't know, maybe, like, I just thought this movie, if you take that, like, the sadness and realness of the Bridget's storyline. Yeah. And then you contrast it with, like, Lena's storyline, which is, like, very, like, slow and, like, easy and not really that, like, deep.
Yeah.
And then I'm just like, what is this movie? Like it's trying to have this balance of like, oh, we're just like a funny, quick and go movie, and then and then they're like, let's actually talk about death. And
there's lots of death in this fucking movie.
So much death
that like I was not expecting, but also like it honestly, some of it felt very like real to me. Like at least like there were parts of all of the girls that I felt like I could relate to, and like their different whatever was going on in their lives.
Okay.
Like, I can relate to feeling objectified like Bridget does.
Yeah, as a woman.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which I really loved about her storyline.
But I just don't, like, I just so wonder, like, where that came from. Like, her mom died, but it seemed like she was always, like, this kind of high
energy girl. I think it was also, like, part of her coping mechanism.
Yeah. That's fair. And then over to Tibby.
Oh, Tibby's storyline hurt me so deeply.
Tibby was the only reason I kept watching this movie.
Tibby was amazing. Okay, so she's making this documentary, and this little girl starts showing up like everywhere she's going. Yeah, Bailey, and like starts making the documentary better.
Yes, and like she's asking the real questions.
Like Tibby's just like, so what's up with you? You know, to the people.
I felt like Bailey was like. She was actually, like, listening to the people. Like, you know how you watch interviews and you're like, they're not, like, listening.
Yeah.
And I liked the Dragon Slayer element of this, but I also feel like it did nothing.
Yeah, it was just, like a cute, like...
I thought they were introducing a new character, and then I was like, oh, like, cool, here's this guy. And then it was, like, never seeing the guy.
I did think that they were gonna, like, make all of them have a guy.
Romantic, yeah.
But, like, for a second, I thought that Carmen was gonna get with the stepbrother, and I was like...
Oh my god, I saw that too! I was like... Are we about to Clueless this? Because I really hope not. Oh my god, I thought that too.
I was scared for my life.
I was kind of like the track of this movie. I believed it.
Oh my god. It did seem like for a moment like they were all gonna have to end up in some sort of like relationship, but it didn't, so that's good.
That was good.
But Tibby and this little girl are Bailey. You're like, say the name.
I'm sorry. Sorry.
I know, you're okay. They're just like interviewing all these people. Tibby is asking all these questions to make the interview so much more like real and important.
Bailey.
Yeah. Bailey.
Their names are stupid.
I'm sorry. Tibby, what is Tibby like a nickname for? I could not tell you.
Tuberculosis.
Tibby short for tuberculosis. That just registered. Oh my god. Like TB. Like, yeah, so this is going well. It's going great, and they're starting to enjoy each other's company. And then the worst thing in the world.
I saw this coming from a mile away. I was like, she's definitely dying.
Not to be. Bailey has leukemia.
Yeah.
Which, okay, she wasn't bald, which I was like...
She's not going through treatment.
Yeah, they said they were stopping treatment, right? And she's very, very sick. Yeah. It could have been... Wig. But, so they said they were stopping treatment. It's very serious.
Yeah.
And Tibby kind of freaks. She's like, I don't know how to...
She's like, I can't handle it. Because she, like, just, like, her thing is, like, she can't handle it. Which, like, me. Like, she just, like, is she's like, I'm outie. Like,
I'm out. And eventually,
she visits her in the hospital.
Yeah, she does visit her in the hospital.
That was, like, whew.
But before that, let's hold on.
Oh, sorry.
Because one night they're watching the stars together. And
this bitch. Oh my god.
They're like talking about like death and if Bailey is scared of dying.
Yeah.
And she's like, I'm not scared of dying. I'm like scared of how much I'm going to miss.
Yeah.
When I do die.
Yeah.
And I was like, what?
Why are you thinking about that?
She's supposed to be 12 years old in this movie. And I was like,
okay, this actor ate.
She ate. Oh my god, she ate up. I don't know what she's doing now, but I want to like.
I want to know.
We're about to find that out. But, oh my god, she was so good and like funny and sassy, but also like made me cry like multiple times. Like
She had that perfect like pouty like puppy dog face.
Yeah, she was just a sweetheart.
I gotta look. Her name is Jenna Boyd. Come on the pod,
please.
She's 30. Sorry, that has nothing to do with anything. She was in Atypical.
Oh, cool.
She was in Good Morning with what's his name? That one, you know?
Oh, Machine Gun Kelly?
Machine Gun Kelly.
Jesus Christ. But I bet she's slaying her life and making people cry because that's what she did to me.
She's so talented.
Yeah. But she takes a turn for the worse and ends up in the hospital. Tibby's mother says to her, like, you know, like, Bailey's not looking good. It's not looking good for her. You should go visit her.
Yeah.
And she puts it off for a really long time. Because I think she's just scared. She doesn't want to deal with it. She's come to love this girl.
Yeah.
And her and Carmen are talking about it. And Carmen's like, you have to go see her. And Tibby says to Carmen that you have to call your dad. And they get a little tussle, but in the end, that's kind of irrelevant because they come back to each other.
Yeah.
But she does eventually when she gets the pants. Because she wants to bring the pants to Bailey.
And she's like, the pants are gonna save you.
and I was like...
like hyperventilating.
I was like, no. Like, that really... Because she was just holding on to, like, the last bit of hope. Like, she was like, if anything will... like, this is my last effort. Yeah. And... I was like, but the pants didn't fit her. And that's what she was so big on her.
So that's why Bailey was like, but the pants didn't fit me. Like, the magic's not for me. It's like for you.
The magic is that the pants brought us together. Like,
I was like, that's so
cute.
I was like,
ah! But Tibby goes home that night, and she's like very sad. She's crying on the couch, and her mom gets a call.
Yeah,
and it's
is
very
that night.
I don't know. It was like I think they were very shortly after.
Okay. Yeah,
but her mom gets a call that Bailey died.
Yeah,
and this was so like The Fault in Our Stars to me.
I just feel like,
but it worked. It fucking worked because.
When like they made the turn that she had leukemia, I was just like, what else is in this movie? Like, what else are we gonna try to
Okay, we're going sexual assault, we're going leukemia, we're going like we're going divorced parents.
I was like, what else could you do?
It was so like,
it was like all the boxes.
It hit me in the Girlhood, man.
No, that's an episode title.
It really did. I was like, but it was really sad.
It was really sad.
And
I agree.
Do they go to, is there a funeral? I can't remember.
I don't think they go to a funeral.
They go to a funeral. But
she does have this like, this made me sad. There is this like, when Tibby like left the room or something, Bailey got on the camera and like recorded this like video to her. And it was like, I don't even know what she said.
I don't remember, but
I
it
was
made
like,
me upset.
there she is again.
She was just there being like the best ever.
Yeah.
Like literally.
As she was in every scene.
She was just like giving it to us. She was like, finish your documentary because you can.
Yeah.
And I was like,
and she's like, because I fucking can, because I'm dead.
Because I'm dead and I'm dying. Yeah. But you can. Yeah. Because you have the time. And I was like, oh my god, like this girl is like so
she's so real.
I was like, I need to start writing again. Like, what am I
You're
doing?
Like inspiration.
What am I doing? I can do that. But that was really
that's crazy.
Very heartwarming. And so, okay, this is my one thing about Tibby's storyline is that we didn't see the documentary.
Yeah,
we didn't see any pieces. I think
it was a very disjointed documentary.
Yeah,
I didn't really
like,
know where it was going.
Hoping, because the whole time I felt like the question for her was like, what is this documentary really going to be about?
Yeah.
Because she tried to make this about boring people, but if you're making a documentary about boring people, it's going to be boring. Yeah. But like, if she were to make a documentary about Bailey instead, and
I think that's what she was trying to turn it into,
and how Bailey like brightened everybody's lives so much.
I think like when she says later, they're like, "What are you gonna title your documentary?" She said Bailey. I feel like that was the hint. The hint of like that's how she's gonna like edit what she already has.
I just
and, like,
really wanted to see it.
Yeah, that's fair.
I wanted to see like
that's
clips
in the director's
of her.
cut.
That should be.
Yeah.
Like see the clips of like her making people laugh and like how she lit up a room. Like she was. I thought she was good.
My favorite character.
Yeah,
for sure.
She was the best.
Then we end with Lena comes back from Greece.
She's all like, "I'm a new girl."
We also like have a moment where we really like comfort Bridget because she's like not slaying.
Bridget is not slaying at all. It's so sad because
she's
Bridget
very sad. She's like, my mom died, and we're like, oh yeah, I forgot.
Right,
because so many other people have died in this movie.
She really wants to talk to her mom about everything that happened with this boy.
Yeah, this grown man.
This man.
Yes,
and she is just like
a mess.
She misses her mom. Yeah. This is like the first time she's really needed her mom.
Yeah,
in like a way that her dad can't really help.
And he sucks anyway.
He sucks the worst. But the girls show up for her.
And they, like, get her out of it.
Yeah, they have a sleepover. It's cute. It's very sweet.
Okay, now is this the part
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. This is the most unrealistic part about this movie, and there are magical pants in this movie, and it is that the boy, the 20-year-old man that sleeps with the 17-year-old girl, flies all the way from Spain to
Mexico.
Flies from Mexico to Maryland to apologize
about how bad he is at sex.
and like how he took advantage of her.
And then she was like, "You didn't take advantage of me," and I was like, oh,
Yes, you did.
oh.
A man would never do that.
A man written by a man would never do that.
A man would never do that.
No, it's weird.
It's
also weird.
It's
like,
also
what are
just
you
a weird thing
accomplishing?
to do. Like, I thought he was going to try and like win her back when he first showed up.
Even that was so weird.
At least that would have like made
like,
some sense.
When he was like, "Oh my god, like call me when you're 20.
When you're 20."
Literally
No!
throwing up.
He was horrible.
He was so skeevy. I didn't like him.
Yeah, and the fact that there's just no way on earth that a man would ever do that.
I hated it.
I hated that as well. That was a bad thing because she is supposed to be all empowered in herself now, and
but she like needs a man to come back.
I somehow feel like that was different in the book.
Maybe.
I somehow feel like that wouldn't have happened.
So Lena comes back and she's like, "Sorry, I missed your letter, Bridget. Heart you. Hope everything's okay." And they kidnap Carmen and they say, "We're gonna take you to your father's wedding." I also hate this part.
I also hate this part too because I just don't.
How quickly she forgave the father.
No,
and he didn't deserve it.
The father does not deserve forgiveness.
Yeah. I mean, he's at the wedding and they're like, "Dearly beloved, blah, blah, blah." And he's like, "Hold up, not everyone's up here." And he like finally like addresses that his like daughter's there and like brings her up.
The fact that did he like ignore her when she first got there?
Yeah, like what? I would like stop the process, be like, "Hold on, my daughter, like, are we okay?
Yeah,
like, can we
I love
talk?
you, I'm sorry."
Yeah.
But no, he waits until it's in front of everybody for them to have.
No.
I would have been enraged.
He's such a selfish man.
She did wear the jeans, though. She wore the jeans to the wedding, which was a slay of her, because she was like, "Fuck this. But I'm going to wear the jeans."
It was still, I didn't like it.
Yeah. And so she ends up standing up there on the altar while they get married, and they all live happily ever after. At least those two. Which was, I'm sorry, like, that kind of, like, thing that a parent does to a child, like, when they're so angry and rude and the worst ever, and then this like, poor little girl doesn't have anyone on her team, like, to help her navigate this.
I wish there was more of her mom. Like, her mom was so cool.
And I wish she had, like, a sibling. Like, a sister. I feel like that would have been, like... Because usually if there's two children, they can do it together.
Besides Tibby, no one else had siblings.
Yeah, I wonder if that was just too much
character.
Too much characters. Yeah, the father did not deserve forgiveness. He was the absolute worst.
Yeah. That's the end of the movie, right?
Yeah, I mean, they go into, like, a little, like, montage about the pants, I think. And they're like, "We are together forever." Which made me want to
That's when I started, like, tuning out.
Yeah, they're like, "Together forever, pants, yay."
Pants, jeans, denim.
Yeah, and so that was that movie.
That was that movie.
Okay. So, overall, I really liked this movie.
Really?
I
can
like,
tell, actually.
I loved... also, there was a dog in this movie.
Named Maggie.
Named Maggie, and it was a golden retriever, and that also made me really happy.
That is Maggie, the golden retriever.
I really enjoyed it. I thought it was very sweet. Like I said earlier, it hit me right in the girlhood. Like, it, like, really, like... Yeah. It touches on everything that a teenager goes through, and while it had that, like, tackiness of a 2000s movie, it mostly holds up, in my opinion. Like, today, like, I honestly bet the books would probably hold up even better.
Really? I feel like the books might be a little bit, like, dated.
You think?
Yeah.
I think
because they're undoubtedly older than the movie.
Like, there was moments where I was like, "Oh, whew, like, this is interesting." Like, when Blake Lively's pouring water all over her face. I know,
it was, like, toe curling, like, cringe.
And trying to, like, impress this guy and, like, doing all this stuff. She starts dancing on him in the cantina, and that just made me
I literally
laugh.
wanted to throw up.
I was like, "Girl, what are you doing? What are you doing?" But, like, other than that, it was very, like, you know, it had its quirks for me, but I felt it was, like, a pleasant experience. You were, like, sick and dying, though.
I was sick and dying, which
probably made it worse.
It probably made it worse. But I also, like I said, like, I've tried to watch this movie before, and not that I, like, carried that resentment towards it at all.
I also wonder if you have a resentment against Alexis Bledel.
I don't!
I feel like you do.
I definitely don't.
You don't like Rory. But I don't like Rory.
No one likes Rory.
Yeah.
I like Rory in the first, like, season.
Like, yeah. But, like, it seems like Alexis Bledel
I think
really
Alexis
got you
Bledel,
in this.
I think Alexis Bledel in this movie, I think just her character was really, pushing it.
Yeah.
Like, it was so, like,
She's
I don't know. Like, I'm just this way. Like,
I know everybody else has all these terrible things going on in their life, so why can't I just be like normal?
I was like, literally, shut up.
Yeah, she was an interesting
She was a
one.
little bit insufferable.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think the problem in this movie for me was there was like they was trying to do too many things. Like once it started being like we need to handle like dark stuff, I was like, okay, how many can we reasonably accomplish in 2 hours of this film with also 4 main characters? Not all of them. We can't do it all well. So I was like, pick your battles. So I just was like, I don't know. I feel like Carmen did not get the rights she deserved.
I know, Carmen Wrights.
Yeah.
I'm Carmen Wrights. Carmen did not get...
Yeah.
Like, they just did her story, like, wrong.
Yeah, I loved Tibby, and that was about it. I don't know. It was meh.
Yeah.
I didn't love it.
I feel like I have a different opinion where I thought that all the girls going through different stuff, like, worked really well for me. Seeing how, like, there's a bunch of different... Like, some people can have really tiny issues and, like... Not tiny, you know, but like, but like not as severe as death or like anything like that, and they can still be like together and like working it out.
Yeah,
which I thought was very sweet.
I mean, I respect your opinion.
I respect your opinion as well. That's what we do on this podcast.
We respect each other's opinions.
we don't fight. We don't fight. We're good.
We don't. We've never had a fight.
No, we've never had a fight over
anything.
Over anything,
pretty much.
Yeah.
Oh, I was gonna talk about some of the lasting impact.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it.
So this has an 82% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Really?
Which is really high.
Wow, that is very, very high.
I found this on Wikipedia. I could be wrong. But let's say, for the sake of this argument, it's 82% on Rotten Tomatoes. It opened at number 5 in the box office.
Okay.
As I remember,
what year was this? 2005?
May 31st, 2005. And then I also found this one funny. So, like, one of the people involved in Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants in the movie, I can't remember if it was, like, producer or writer or director or whatever, they convinced their other, like, writer, producer, director friend who was doing Space Jam: A New Legacy to make the characters from the Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants appear in Space Jam: A New Legacy.
What?
Yeah.
So, like,
the background.
The actresses were there.
I guess. This is what I read as background actors in Space Jam: A New Legacy. I don't know. I read this on Wikipedia.
Yeah. Maybe somebody could be goofing.
It could have been like, I mean, it could have been like cut out or something, but like
that would have been hilarious.
They did that.
Why would they just make that
Gilmore
up?
Girls came out in 2001.
2001. So Alexis Bledel was like far into her Gilmore Girls career.
I could tell from her hair.
I could also tell.
I can always tell what period of Rory we're in, but from her hair.
Was it season 4? Because she had the curly, like, longish hair going on.
No, it was later. It was. Why did you drop out of Yale, Rory? Hair.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think, Alexis Bledel is so gorgeous.
Oh,
I think she's so stunning in this movie.
Great.
She ate the house down. So, sorry.
I just hated her character.
I know, that's fair.
I have nothing against her as an actor.
She was stunning, and Blake Lively was stunning too.
Yeah.
They were all very, very pretty girls.
Yeah.
That was cool. But
they were all so pretty.
They were all so cute.
Yeah. Final review?
I would give this a nostalgic.
Okay. Solid.
I know that you feel a different way. So that's okay.
Yeah. I mean, I think it was a little tragic. It was just really cringy.
It was cringy.
It was really cringy.
But it also had some like, you know, like some.
It just didn't. You know. I wish it hit me in the Girlhood in the same way.
Yeah,
But it didn't.
It really caught me. Yeah. I cried. I like wanted to cry multiple times during that movie. That really had me. Oh.
I wanted to laugh a lot.
I was like, oh my god. In spirit, I just love that this is a movie about like girls doing like girly, cute little things. Yeah. I love that.
Girl power.
Girl power.
Cool. So, Maggie, what do we have coming up next?
So, we have Sisterhood of Traveling Pants 2, which is on the docket. We have Book Club.
Book Club.
Coming not very soon.
Not very
but like
soon.
in a few months.
Yeah.
And I'm excited for Book Club. We have 4 books to read.
Mm-hmm. They're all on the Instagram.
They're all on the Instagram, but if you want to read them, Avalon High, Bridge to Terabithia, How My Personal Secret Diary Became a bestseller. Yeah. What's the 4th one?
Lemonade Mouth.
Lemonade Mouth, the book. So we're going to do those 4, and probably start season 2 with Bridget Terabithia. I can't remember.
Somewhere
early on.
Yeah.
And hopefully we find a good time to release a very special interview that we did.
Yes.
Maybe a month ago, and it was super, super cool with a very cool guy. So.
And, you know, if you want to be interviewed by us, if you're involved in any fun
like literally anything at all.
Whatever literally slide into the DMs.
You could have been an assistant.
Yeah, you could have been head of catering. Like, it's okay.
It's okay.
We want to know.
Yeah.
So.
So, yeah.
With that being said, it's time to do the outro. Thank you for listening to this episode of Childhood Trash. You can follow us at Childhood Trash Pod on Instagram and TikTok.
Oh yeah, the TikTok. Jesus Christ, we hate TikTok. If anybody can do that for us, please.
Cry for help.
Please. You can follow Pia at Pia LaPlaca on Instagram.
And you can follow Maggie at Maggie and Keating.
Bye!
Bye!